What's going on YouTube? Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Zay. Xavier Khalid. Mr. X, just get the name correct so I know that you respect. Back with another video. If you didn't know, make sure you leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, do what you do to regular YouTube video, man. And we gonna get straight into the article. So this article comes from Layla Maiden over at Business Insider. This is a finance article that we have today. So they're saying that about 45% of Americans will run out of money in retirement, including those who invested and diversified. And here's the 4 biggest mistakes that are being made. So she's saying that you're going to want to hear this one if you plan on retiring by the age of 65 or before the age of 65. So they did a simulated model that factored in things such as health, nursing home costs, and also demographics. And they're saying that about 45% of Americans who retire or who are going to retire by the age of 65, they're going to run out of money in retirement. This study was ran by Morningstar Center for Retirement and Policy Studies. And they're saying that this is worse for single women because single women will have a 55% chance of running out of money in retirement versus 40% in single males and 41% in couples. And of course, I mean, obviously the group that's most susceptible to falling into this trap is those who didn't save for retirement at all. And one of the biggest traps that they're noticing isn't so much so about how much people are saving, but is more rather how they plan around what they're saving. So some people, they don't plan for taxes, and there's a tax trap where some people expect to be in a lower tax bracket but likely end up in the same tax bracket or in a higher bracket after retirement. So they're saying that 401ks and IRAs sound great because you can make contributions before taxes, but the downside of that is that although you get to cut the taxes, you get taxed on the withdrawal. The solution stated for this is instead of getting a 401k or IRA, you actually go and get a Roth IRA, which is an after-tax account, which is going to cut those taxes for you. Another mistake is the way that people move with their money. So doing things such as taking out investments and paying off mortgages and loans for houses instead of letting that money keep growing, because Roth IRA is it grows tax-free, but when you make withdrawals out of any account that you take out a high amount, is going to take out taxes. Not the Roth IRA, but on most regular accounts, it's going to take out all those taxes from that high withdrawal. Then they're saying that another big mistake, which is the third mistake, is that a lot of people tend to take out their money when the stock is down. So this is called a sequence risk, and they're saying that basically if you retire next year with $1 million in your investment portfolio and then the markets drop by 15%, you have $850,000. And if you make that withdrawal, it's going to be very hard to break even after withdrawing. I also say that owning stocks and bonds isn't enough diversification. You need to have something that is principal protected, such as a CD, fixed annuities, or a government bond. They're also saying a low risk approach is a very bad form of compounding because it's taxed higher at a lower income. Though with stocks, it's a very high income. Well, it's not a very high, but it's a higher income, and it's taxed when you actually make the sale on the trade. Another tip is that people don't really take into account how expensive things get over time, and the simple fact that you can live probably up to an extra 40 years after retirement. As for those who do take risks, there's many of those who actually make bad bets on these investments because they tend to be overhyped. This is a surefire way of them losing money and then start assuming that taking risks is a bad thing. The right kind of risk is taking risk in the stock market that has to do with mutual funds, index funds, and even blue chip stocks. Anyway, what do y'all think, man? I'm trying to retire myself early. I'm trying to retire in my 30s. So I'm doing all that I can. I'm hustling hard out here, I'm doing all that I can do as far as YouTube, as far as music, as far as streaming, as far as working a job, as far as getting into school, getting certifications, getting my degrees and everything like that. So I have a lot of things on my plate that's, short-term investments, long-term investments, middle ground investments and everything like that. Though this is something that we want to watch out for, especially as young adults, and things are going to get even more expensive. We might start seeing $1,000 price tickets by the time we even get the age to retire. So I just want you, whoever's watching, to imagine yourself by the time you get the age to retire and all the things that you plan to do. And I want you to take into account those taxes. I want you to take into account your investments over time. I want you to take into account how money is going to inflate. I want you to take into account your own health and how long you can actually live and or how long you actually plan to live in after your retirement age. Let me know down in the comment section, what age do you plan on retiring? And how much do you believe that you would need in order for you to feel comfortable after retirement? Either way, man, it's been your boy Xavier Khalid, Mr. X. Just get the name correct so I know that you respect. That was the video for today. Make sure you leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. Do what you do to any regular YouTube video. Hype this video up after liking it and turn on post notifications so you know when I post a new video, man. Free World Ganganati, we up out this piece. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. Keep holding it down. Saga continues. Peace. Love y'all.